nearly 23rd of April. I will play you some clips, something very special at the end for me that I would like to tell you. If these clips do not change your mind about complying to their request, then I'm sorry, there's probably nothing I can do at the moment. You may be lost for a while. But please, open mind, listen to the following, then listen to something at the end which could be special. First one up is Brian Grealish, former submarine officer with the Royal Navy on nuclear subs. Second, Alex Thompson, former GCHQ. And third, our very own Matt Hancock. Anyway, listen to this.
Did realise how their behaviour had changed, they would not necessarily know how it had been done. Now, let me connect that more or less right up to date with the COVID-19 pandemic, because if we bring slide 3 onto your screen, these are the minutes of the SPI-B, as it's called. It's part of the British government's wise scientists group, SAGE, who were commenting on how we should be, quote, fighting COVID. But SPI-B was a team of specialists, including behavioural specialists, who were going to use applied psychology to get people to adhere to the British government. And I would say that it's no wonder that we now have trained psychologists and psychiatrists pointing out the danger of making people fearful, particularly if you use techniques which mean they have no way of grounding.
These very few families are trying to dominate the rest of the world. Seems to be through mind space, which sounds a little bit like mind control. Does that mean through psychological operations?
Very much so. No nation got into the game of psychological operations earlier than Britain. As soon as there were formal intelligence agencies in Britain in the Edwardian era, just before the First World War, it was a major concentration. It's been regarded as, since the days of Edward Bernays and Freud, as the most powerful way of controlling action in the real world, because if you cannot perceive of there being a valid way of doing things other than what you're told is the right way, then that's obviously the supreme power that you can have. Qualify it very slightly by reminding you that in Carroll Quigley's summary of the Anglo-American elite establishment's worldview, he points out that the ownership of financial assets is already outdated by the 1960s, and he knows that the great brains, not necessarily the good brains, a century prior to him already saw this coming. They were regarding the real wealth as human minds and human health and the ability to alter and to copyright in time the human being into a new model that would behave as expected.
Who said recently that the virus was under control?
Yes.
Is it?
No. It's not. The new variant is out of control, and we need to bring it under control. And this news about the new variant has been an incredibly difficult end to, frankly, an awful year. And it's important for everybody to essentially act like they might have the virus. And that's the way that we can control it together.
The cases in the Tier 4 areas, as you've seen from the graphs that have been presented, have absolutely rocketed in the last few days, last 2 weeks or so, and so we've got a long way to go to sort this. Essentially, we've got to get that vaccine rolled out to keep people safe.
To prepare ourselves, I mean, is it likely that if you're in a Tier 4 area now, you're going to be in a Tier 4 area until that vaccine is rolled out?
Well, I think that given how much faster this new variant spreads, it is going to be very difficult to keep it under control until we have the vaccine rolled out.
There you are, 3 great reasons as to why we shouldn't be complying tomorrow. Matt Hancock, scare the pants off us, that's the most ridiculous one. But even allowing that comment, allowing our families to die in those care homes by scaring us to say we could not go to visit them, and ordering that marzipan in droves to kill off our elderly. If that's not enough to get you to say, I don't comply, then I'm sorry, not a lot will. Remember, SARS-CoV-1, 2008, they never found a vaccine. Yet, how many years later? 2018? We went into a pandemic 2019 and they had a vaccine within months. Oxford Zeneca. Where did that go to? That went off quietly. That was apparently the first one, if I'm not mistaken. But the vaccine, COVID-19, was registered in 2016. Doesn't make sense. So just make sure, don't comply tomorrow. Do a freedom of information request. Check SARS-CoV-2 does not exist. If that also is enough to hack you off, then that is another reason not to do it. So let's not comply. Let's go against the grain. Let's do what we should have done. When I left school, the Jam, I saw a band the other night there, amazing band. They were replicating the Jam. And when you listen to their words, why did I comply when I was older? I shouldn't have. I should question everything. So here's something for you. I live in a place called North Berwick. I'm advertising it because everybody knows where I am anyway. Doesn't frighten me anymore. North Berwick is 26 miles outside of Edinburgh, down the east coast. Not Berwick upon Tweed, but North Berwick. Anybody that's in East Lothian or Edinburgh that follows me wants to do something tomorrow, send me a message on Telegram, and we'll hook up and we'll do something special and we'll video it. Also, I'm going to say to anybody that has a day tomorrow with a family, their friends, whatever you're going to do without your phones, because you don't consent, then please video your day, do a montage, get it on TikTok, tag me, and the very best one, I'm going to give an exclusive prize. Nobody's paying for it apart from me. 2 nights accommodation in this beautiful town with breakfast. You have to pay your own way to get here, unfortunately, but I'll pay for it. May, June, or September. July and August is full already. It'll be a hotel, or it will be a nice Airbnb by the beach. It'll be for a family of 4, including breakfast. Come here and have a great time. If you can't make it here, then I'll give you a meal for 4 and I'll send you the cheque for that. Because it's out of my own pocket. Because I believe in this. I believe in this so much, I'm asking every one of you to please do not comply. We're going to win this. We've got it. See you on the other side. Do those videos. Tag me. Let's have some fun. Have my eyes going all crazy when I think of the great things I'm going to do. And I'm going to video all. Okay, so let's do it. Anybody that's in East Lothian, Edinburgh, Mid Lothian, contact me. I've got some ideas for tomorrow. And it could be water driven. Catch you soon.